Rashid Broadbell running the 200 meters, and this kind of bring a little bit of excitement, and it caused one to wonder, what is it that MVP knows that we don't? It's early season. Rashid Broadbell running in 200 meters, running a very good time. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Write the Narrative, where it's okay to be curious. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment. Track and field season is back. The athletes are on the track, and the fans, they are looking for the rivalry to support or to defend against. I do believe that the Grand Slam started out in Jamaica. First day already passed. Was a very good event. It is a very good event. It's ongoing. The Miramar MVP track and field invitational, because somehow this feel like an invitational, that like it was the MVP invitationals, but we are seeing some of the big guns. It's a good time to be an athlete, to be an athletic fan. Now, yesterday after watching the Grand Slam, I thought that this was a very poor showing from the Jamaican crowd, but several things came to mind, but after watching the Miramar Invitationals, I realized that it is exactly how it is. It's the time that we are in. The track and field meets, they moved online. The track is just for running, and the spectation or the spectators are literally online. So all of the events will be enjoyed online more so than in the stands. More fans are online. However, looking at the Jamaican athletes, we saw in action this weekend so far. Friday and Saturday, we have seen Oblique Seville, Akeem Blake, Kishane Thompson, Sherika Jackson, Tia Clayton. We have seen a lot of athletes, top-notch athletes from Jamaica, but we have seen a lot of US athletes in action as well. Sydney McCatlin. We have seen athletes representing for the sport, and I believe that the meet that we're seeing, it's good for the sport, but the Grand Slam is one such meet. Looking at the stadium in Jamaica, knowing what Jamaican champs usually bring to track and field, to the track and field world, this big, energetic environment, one would say that the Grand Slam, it fell a little bit short. But I do believe that we got a good showing from the Grand Slam. Why? It's because the Grand Slam doesn't have an audience yet. It doesn't have a fan base yet, and there are no real rivalry yet. No, the Grand Slam somehow have a format that one could rally around. An athlete would have to run to participate in two different events. Michael Johnson is the commissioner for the Grand Slam. Michael Johnson is famous for the 400 and the 200 meters, so it makes sense that he would champion the idea of one athlete participating in two type of events. If you are an athlete who, let's say, a hurdle athlete, and you want to participate in an event, you could be a racer in your event and a challenger in a different event. I can see how it makes sense. Before, I was saying that the Grand Slam would need rivalry. One idea that I had originally was that they should have just picked like team captains and have them go out after they chose everybody for the Grand Slam. They would have the team captain going out and selecting athletes randomly, or choosing the athlete that you want. It's almost like a draft. So you pick the best athlete to make up your team. Therefore, you would have a fan base spreading all over the world. You'd have Africans representing for American, because they would have an athlete from all over the world on each team. But I think the Grand Slam, how it started and where it is now, it's a good start. There's so much that we will get in these first 3 days from that event. One would compare the Grand Slam to the Diamond Leagues, or even, as I said, champs. It's not there yet. Champs have a rivalry. It have a history, and Jamaica had created a fan base for that. It had created its own fan base over the years. With the Grand Slam in Jamaica right now, hopefully we will have a better turnout on day 2, where the Jamaican public would appreciate what the Grand Slam bring to Jamaica, because this is a very high level track meet. Watching it in the stadium and watching it on the television is two different things. You're watching it on the television, it is nothing short of a Diamond League. It's quality. It's very good quality track and field events, and it gives you something to anticipate. The grand prize winner, I think they go home with $100,000 at the end, and overall throughout the season they run they have an opportunity to win upwards of $250,000. So there's so much money involved. The event is such a high level event. The kind of athletes that are participating are very high level athletes coming in early and running fast times early. So athletics is getting that boost very early. Now let's move on to the Miramar Invitationals, where we saw the MVP in action. Definitely an MVP meet. We saw Kishane and Thompson losing in his first race. This is great for the sports. They lost to Dominica. I think our Dominican Republic. They lost to a small country. Therefore, this will set them up nicely to be a little bit more cautious in their approach. And it's a relay early in the season. We saw that Jamaican ran a relay early in the season and they did poorly. So this will give them an opportunity to fix things. We saw the MVP in action again. I want to say the MVP, but we saw Jamaican in action again in the relays, where the females, they ran just for time. It was just a Jamaican team in that relay and they won. Guess what? They won. They came first, second and third. But we saw Sherika Jackson in action again. Sherika Jackson lost her first race to none other than Julian Alfred, who got a national record in that race. Therefore, Julian Alfred is here to stay. She ran in a 300 meters and beat Sherika Jackson into second place. Therefore, Julian Alfred is definitely here to stay. Her country people was out there in the stand representing, and as I said before, it was not a big showing at that event. It almost felt like it was athletes and family. There was just not a lot of people in the stands, but it was a good meet because we have seen some of the top athletes that we wanted to see for a very long time in action, representing and doing well. Jamaica, I wouldn't say that they did well, but one noticeable event was in the 200 meters, where we saw Rashid Broadbell running the 200 meters, and this kind of bring a little bit of excitement, and it caused one to wonder, what is it that MVP knows that we don't? It's early season. Rashid Broadbell running in the 200 meters, running a very good time. I think he ran into 4th place, but it was a good time. I don't have the times here, but nonetheless, this shows us what MVP have in store for the world. Sometimes you have to say MVP, sometimes Jamaica, but I do believe it was a good event. The MVP Invitational, excellent event to start out with, and Grand Slam, even better, because we have seen day one, very good event. We can talk about a lot of things from day one, and we have day two pending, day two coming up. I'm sure that it would be another good event, but we have seen some of the top athletes in the world already running good time. They are running for a purpose because there's money on the line, bragging rights on the line, history in the making, and we have seen where the MVP, they pulled some athletes together, pushed them out there to the public, and this kind of give us a gauge of what's going on with the MVP, with the Kishanes of the world and the Sherika Jackson. One you have to wonder what's up with Kishane losing in that relay. He didn't get the baton too far behind, but he still couldn't catch up to the athlete. Now this will give Noah Lyles an opportunity to come out and say, I told you so. Noah Lyles did not think that the Grand Slam would be... He had his opinion on the Grand Slam, and I'm sure that he has the opinion on Kishane, Thompson and Jamaica. And the rest of the world would be watching, especially since Kishane lost his first race. So he'll still have to say his first outdoor race, even if it's a relay of the season. I want to hear from you guys. Drop your comments down below if you had watched any of these events. I know I missed a lot. There's just so much to talk about, so little time. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a narrative, like, share, subscribe.